What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after 4 friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Thursday, the 13th day of February in the year 2025. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. President Irfan Ali today charged the Guyana Defense Force to remain vigilant as Guyana heads into elections this year, while making it clear that no force, internal or external, will be allowed to disrupt the will of the people. As he addressed the Guyana Defense Force's annual officers conference at Base Camp Iron Ghana this morning, the president said the Guyana Defense Force stands ready to fulfill its constitutional duty to support civilian law enforcement and to maintain peace and order while upholding democracy. He said elections are a fundamental pillar of democracy, and the GDF must ensure that the process unfolds in an environment free from intimidation, violence, and disruption.
While we do not anticipate unrest or anything that is contrary to the rule of law, we must remain vigilant against any attempt to unsettle internal order. The Defense Force will be on standby, prepared to act if necessary, to uphold stability and protect the democratic process.
President Ali also said the will of the electorate must be guarded.
Guyana's democracy depends on free, fair, and peaceful elections, and we will ensure that no force, internal or external, disrupts the will of the people.
He told the officers that members of the Defense Force and the Joint Services are not being asked to take a partisan stand, but to remain professional in the execution of their mandate as the country heads to elections. Noting that every member of the force has a right to vote according to the dictates of their conscience, the president said as long as he remains the commander-in-chief, that right will be respected.
The professionalism of the military will be always upheld. Our duty is to the nation, to its security, and the preservation of law and order, not to any political interests.
The 2020 elections were marred with allegations of electoral fraud. The results were declared 5 months after votes were cast, following a recount cycle and numerous challenges in the courts. More news coming up in just a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. It can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Hi, this is Van Fields of the Stylistics. We'll be on the lawns of the Transport General Sports Club in Georgetown. The Ultimate Soul Concert on Valentine's night, Friday, February 14th, with our live band for a dinner under the stars. Hope to see you there.
December 2019, Guyana embarked on a historic journey, producing oil offshore for the very first time with the Liza Destiny FPSO, delivering 120,000 barrels per day. Today, just 5 years later, the nation stands proud as the fastest growing economy in the world. With the addition of 2 more FPSOs, production has increased to approximately 650,000 barrels per day.
Guyana is on the verge of becoming a global destination for sports and culture. Through investments backed by the oil and gas sector, which exceed $3.7 billion Ghana dollars, Guyanese get access to infrastructure and skills training for various sporting activities. The synergy between the economic benefits of the oil operations offshore and support for national initiatives helps position Ghana more favorably on an international stage.
Now let's tell you that the Chief of Defense Staff of the Guyana Defense Force, Brigadier Omar Khan, has recommitted the readiness of his troops to defend the country in the face of threats and emerging threats. Addressing the opening of the annual officers' conference this morning, Brigadier Khan said the conference will deliberate on the GDF's preparations to address present and future challenges.
Commander-in-Chief, I can assure you, we, the men and women in uniform of the Guyana Defense Force, have remained vigilant and will continue to do so, and militant, and do not contemplate being nothing less. And for sure, I am happy that under your leadership, we are clear as to your vision, and most importantly, we are confident of our operational posture to execute our defense mandate to define, deter, and defend.
Brigadier Khan noted that the people of Guyana deserve a defense force that is capable of serving and defending all of Guyana. Therefore, he noted the GDF plans to step up its operational strategies.
For Guyana, even with our diverse growth poles under your leadership, positioning us to withstand global shocks, it is envisaged challenges for our country's national defense and development will continue and would therefore demand our constant attention.
Khan said amid challenges last year, the Guyana Defense Force was able to rise to the challenges it faced. But the greatest of those challenges, he said, continue to be the threats from the country's western neighbor.
And then, amidst all these challenges, the constant and unscrupulous claim to our territory from an increasingly unstable neighbor continues to present a clear and present danger too close to home.
The Chief of Defense Staff said the Army will be deliberating on its operational posture for this year, with key emphasis on integrating combat services. The GDF's annual officers' conference, which ends this weekend, is examining its theme of transforming the force to better confront the nation's present and future challenges by enhancing its awareness, adaptability, and agility capabilities. The leader of the People's National Congress Reform, Aubrey Norton, is confident that his party is well positioned to take the seat of government once there is hard work and unity. Mr. Norton, who was delivering the feature address at an early morning ceremony to mark the 70th anniversary of the PNC, told party members that it is his belief that if the country is to grow, the PPP must be unseated from government. General and regional elections are slated to take place later this year.
Let me say to you, you are members of a great party. Oh, yeah. Let me say to you that I do believe that this party, in collaboration with others, are well placed to win the next general. And we must all commit to working assiduously to ensure that.
Mr. Norton also acknowledged the challenges of the PNC over the years, but said that the party remains a strong one in Guyana's political context.
The party, we have come a long way. As a party, we have shown that we are a resilient political party.
In offering a historical reflection of the People's National Congress, the party leader made reference to the party being formed following a breakaway from the original People's Progressive Party. Mr. Norton's explanation seemed to have stemmed from concerns by some older and senior party members that the party's anniversary has been historically celebrated in October and that the 70th anniversary of the party is really in 2027. But Mr. Norton said party elders have confirmed the historical context he gave, and the resolution to the effect will be taken to the next party general council.
And as leader, I can promise you this. We will take a resolution to the next general council to reaffirm the birth of our party and to put into perspective the various changes that would have occurred so that we will all be united in one position as to the origin and development of our party.
The PNC is scheduled to host a panel discussion to examine its history more.
Welcome to Dinner Under the Stars. Indulge in a culinary feast prepared by our talented chefs, featuring locally sourced ingredients and exquisite flavors. Every bite will take you on a culinary journey, from unforgettable starters to delectable desserts. Relax to the soothing sounds of the stylistics and blue magic as the stars twinkle above, creating the perfect ambience for a romantic evening or memorable gathering. Join us for Dinner Under the Stars. Reserve your table today and create memories that will last a lifetime.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Ready to up your game? Ready to up your game? Win big with over 60 epic prizes. A brand new PS5, Nintendo Switch, iPhone 16 Pro Max, Apple smartwatch, and the hottest earbuds from Apple and Samsung. Plus, we are giving away thousands in phone credit and a whole year supply of Buster or Turbo Energy drink. Here's how. Buy any Buster or Turbo Energy drink, find the code starting with BB and enter online or on WhatsApp. Visit us on Facebook or Instagram at Turbo_Caribbean or Buster Guyana for all the details. Don't just play. Up your game with Buster and Turbo Energy.
Well, one day after Transparency International released its latest report on perceived corruption and stated that in Guyana, state capture by economic and political elites fosters misappropriation of resources, illicit enrichment, and environmental crime, President Irfan Ali has dismissed the report as politically biased. The international report stated that although Guyana has created anti-corruption institutions and laws, transparency and law enforcement are very low, and attacks on dissenting voices, activists, and journalists are increasingly common. On the sidelines of the opening of the annual officers' conference of the Guyana Defense Force this morning, President Ali questioned the report and the sources of information for the Transparency International group.
There's a serious political bias with these, and that is why many countries in the globe are saying that these perception indicators, that we have to bring accountability to these indicators. Because when they come here, if you are interviewing someone with a bias, if you're interviewing someone with political motive or a political agenda, what do you expect to get? If you're doing a fair, independent evaluation You go interview everyone, and then the government respond, or whoever respond. If that mechanism is not in place, then there is no credibility to what you do.
Later this afternoon on a Facebook Live, the president once again questioned the report and raised several other concerns.
Imagine in 2020, when you had a government that was illegally occupying office, when you had a government that disregarded a no confidence motion and ruling of the court, when you had a government that spent more than $600 billion without parliamentary oversight. In 2020, when you had a government that refused to give interviews and respond to the media, is attacks on journalists and dissenting voice greater today than in 2020? When they tried to steal an election, when they drove observers out of the country, when they turned up at the counting station and ordered a former prime minister and head of an observer mission out of the building.
The report gave Guyana a score of 39 out of 100 on the Transparency Corruption Indicator, with 100 being very clean and 0 being seen as highly corrupt. President Ali said he intends to address the issue in more detail. The Transparency International Group pulls information for its reports from various organizations in the country, including international and non-governmental groups and foreign missions and the media through its reports. The government has been coming under increased criticism and scrutiny over reports of corruption within public institutions and government offices. The government has also faced criticism over attacks targeting critics of the government and those who highlight cases and allegations of corruption in the government. Some activists have accused the administration of filing trumped-up cybercrime charges against them in an effort to silence their criticism. The Georgetown Public Hospital has fired a senior doctor and suspended 2 other doctors following a stillbirth case at a medical institution. Stillbirth refers to the death of an infant that would have passed away in the mother's womb. An investigation was launched into the case back in January after a Venezuelan national living in Guyana complained about being badly treated and having her belly pressed down by doctors during her visit to the hospital to deliver her baby. She complained of the doctors being negligent and not offering the best of care during her visit, which she believes led to the death of her baby. In a statement today, the Georgetown Hospital said a thorough investigation was completed of the incident by an independent review panel. The investigative team found that the managing doctors did not adhere to the required medical protocols. The hospital administration said it has since met with the patient and her relatives to provide a full update on the investigation's outcome and the corrective actions taken. The family, the hospital said, has indicated their satisfaction with the measures implemented. The Georgetown Hospital also said it deeply regrets that the incident occurred and acknowledges the impact on the affected family. The Georgetown Hospital, which has recorded more than 100 stillbirth cases over the past 2 years, has not indicated whether the other cases are also facing investigations. Well, Demerara Distillers Limited has announced that it has significantly upgraded its aging capacity for its rum products with the construction of a new barrel aging warehouse at its Diamond East Bank Demerara facility. The new facility is designed to accommodate 30,000 barrels and brings DDL's total aging and storage capacity to 130,000 barrels. The company said the expansion supports its ability to meet rising international demand for aged Demerara rums, while preserving the signature quality and rich flavor that defines the rums. Demerara Distillers Limited was one of the pioneers in the aged rum category with the launch of its award-winning Eldorado 15-year-old back in 1992. A key part of the operation is the aging of the rums in oak barrels for periods of 1 year to as high as 50 years. Constructed at a cost of $730 million, the company said the new warehouse represents a significant investment in its future. During a recent walkthrough by the board of directors, the chairman of DDL, Kamal Samaru, highlighted the importance of the milestone. He said as the demand for premium aged rums continues to grow, the new facility ensures that the company can continue to deliver its award-winning rums while upholding the rich heritage and craft that has made the Marara rums outstanding.
Guyana, get ready for a special night of 70s soul featuring the Stylistics.
God bless you. You make me feel brand new.
And Blue Magic.
So let the sunshine begin. Hurry, hurry, step right on in.
Valentine's Day, February 14th. Save the date. The Stylistics. And Blue Magic, its classic 70s soul, coming to Guyana Friday, February 14th, 2025. Don't miss it.
Make the world go round.
Okay, let's do this thing.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guy Oil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guy Oil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guy Oil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after four friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. It can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall in the region. According to the BBC, a Brazilian woman suspected of poisoning her husband's family with an arsenic-laced cake has been found dead in her prison cell in what police think was most likely a suicide. Daisy Moura dos Anjos, 42, had been in pre-trial detention since January after prosecutors accused her of the murder on Christmas Eve of 3 relatives and the attempted murder of another 3. The victims had all eaten from the cake, which forensic experts found had been baked with flour contaminated with the deadly poison. Police were also investigating if she may have killed her father-in-law, who died in September. The 42-year-old accused denied any wrongdoing, but the local police chief told reporters last month that he was certain that she researched, bought, and used the poison to kill her victims. Panama has made progress in stripping vessels from its registry that do not meet its flag standards, the Central American nation's maritime authority said on Wednesday, responding to U.S. criticism that it allowed sanctioned countries to move ships with a Panamanian flag. According to Reuters, U.S. officials and congressmen have accused Panama of not taking action to help enforce sanctions on vessels and ship owners from countries including Russia, Iran, and Venezuela. U.S. President Donald Trump has used these arguments to threaten the Panama Canal with a takeover. Washington in recent years has requested that Panama, which gave its flag to 15% of the world's merchant fleet by tonnage, cancel the registration of dozens of ships targeted for transporting sanctioned commodities, including oil, or engaging in activities such as ship-to-ship transfers to disguise the country's origin of cargoes. Panama's Maritime Authority said the most recent evaluation of its registry by an independent fleet monitoring firm showed a 96.5% compliance with international safety and environmental standards. And finally tonight, international news. Ukraine and its European allies demanded on Thursday that they be included in any peace negotiations after U.S. President Donald Trump spoke by phone with Russia's Vladimir Putin and said Kyiv would neither get all of its land back nor join NATO. Russia's financial markets soared and the price of Ukraine's debt rose at the prospect of the first talks in years to end Europe's deadliest war since World War II. But Trump's unilateral overture to Putin, accompanied by apparent concessions on Ukraine's principal demands, raised alarm for both Kyiv and the European allies in NATO, who said they feared the White House might make a deal without them. The Kremlin said plans were underway for Putin and Trump to meet, possibly in Saudi Arabia. Ukraine would of course participate in peace talks in some way, but there would also be a bilateral negotiation track between the United States and Russia, said Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov. European officials took an exceptionally firm line in public towards Trump's peace overture, saying any agreement would be impossible to implement unless they and the Ukrainians were included in negotiations. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall, wishing you a pleasant evening.